love my country, cause I'm blessed with my freedom. Ukraine got rich, but Hawaii really needs us. Got a devil in the White House, but this country needs Jesus. Living in the new world. One nation under God divided, black, white, and brown united. Mandates no complying, they done woke good job. She closed the border down. If the pandemic's real, two-tier justice system, political prosecution's real. They'll take
Rainy Friday night.
Oh yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Jones.
It was Dempsey that won the second.
Hi, Karen.
Dempsey won
Hi,
the
Priscilla. It's still warm. I think I got too much clothes on. Sweatpants. I think I got everybody. Yeah. Kathy, I don't think I said hi to you, but if I did, I'll say it again.
Okay.
I do have a list of people that
Kind of wet here this Friday evening here on hashtag Freedom Corner.
what I'm going to start doing every night.
Hi, Grandma.
One of the guys out.
Hi, Sharon.
They doing that book thing where they want the books or whatever. Let's see, the registry for this for the books. So I'm going to start putting one guy's name out and their link.
Hi, Patriots.
They have to list of books that they want. So we're going to put that out for the link. A different guy, but and then I do have also a list of a few of the people that need honest.
Yeah, I have little minus stores. Mims, whatever. Well, as soon as everybody gets situated here, I'm going to show you a picture. It's a very good picture. Everybody for joining us tonight. It's rainy, soggy, swamp. Hi, Donna Ray.
Hey, you guys are the freedom corner.
This is it.
Alright.
The spot.
Alright. I got the information from a lady named Suzanne Funk.
Yeah, Suzanne.
Yeah.
This is the hangout.
Alright. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, it's time to check it out. Wow. I need to. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll find it. When I find it, I'll
They put in the difference.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Eden. Hi, Keith. Thank y'all for joining us here in the soggy Friday night here on hashtag Freedom Corner.
Lots and there and some.
Well, we got the little things up. We're not actually getting. Hi, Kimberly Reed.
Somebody gave me a list of the guys that need.
I'm also like part of the.
low stuff.
Oh, right on. Right on. You need to bring some more of your fellow people out here.
I mean, Suzanne probably can tell those people in here.
We've been out here 448 consecutive days.
If you find it, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Patriot Roy.
Hi, my name is Jason.
I didn't get to introduce. I'm Roger.
I'm originally from California. Jobs. Yeah. Yeah, so I graduated from school since 2021. I graduated from San Jose State.
And hey mods, I'm trying to find the stuff I sent you guys last night, but there's been so many chats since last night. I've got to go back through and find them. Oh, there's the snoozy. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Susie did. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry I started it and then got busy. Welcome everybody. It is raining here in DC. We had a good visit with Matt Da Silva and Billy Cressman today. It went really well.
From January till May, I was a congressional intern in Hill for one of the congressmen that also voiced his concern for these people, Congressman ADP speaker.
All right.
Hi, Shari.
So I've been telling you guys I would get some of the names of the guys in DC who could use a secure pack. And those names are as follows: Eric Bosheen, Brandon Fellows, Brian Jackson, Mario Merez, Ronald Maccabee, Ryan Samsel, Andrew Taki, Curtis Tate. Those are the names that I've got of ones that need them. So you guys can take that how you want to. Hi, Tammy. Oh, there you go, Tammy. Thank you.
We have people from all over the world watching. England, South America, Canada, Taiwan, Spain. Starting to stream on gutters, so I'm getting the followers to gutters. I haven't been able to get into that. I need another probably about 400 more people to get following me. I'm closing on 2,000. On my gutter, I have closing on 5,600. We're just waiting on how to make it.
Alright guys, so we're just getting started.
We'll say our prayers, do the pledge, and do the vigil.
Looking over my messages. Hi Lori Wolf, hi Tammy Green, Lori Hayden, Pro U, welcome, welcome. Barbara, Deborah, Beverly, Kimberly Reed, Angel Girl, Mary McDonald over on Facebook, welcome. Nightbot, you're always welcome. Sometimes you're annoying, but you're welcome. Tim Green, Priscilla Victor, Dale Bailey, Carol Burton, Bonnie, Sherry Thomas. I don't know if I said your name already or not. I'm so sorry, guys. My mind is getting a little old. You know, I'm past 40, so. God is crying over DC. No speaker and protest against Israel. I went over by the mall and I didn't see anything going on as far as protests for against Israel. After I left the visitation thing, but yeah, definitely. I hadn't heard yet what happened with the speaker vote. Apparently, there was nothing come of it. So we've wasted a whole week voting on nothing. So that's what our politicians have done: is waste more and more and more of their people's money.
Hi, Carol. Hi, Wildwood.
Instead of getting it done, they are just playing for fun. No problem.
Is that how you spell the website? Number 4?
Yeah, Ashley with an I.
Hi, Jackie. Debbie Robinson. Watermark. Hi, Watermark. There we go. New world. Hi, Peace. Welcome. Hi, Kathy. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys all have a good day?
Did they want another vote for speakers?
I think they did, but I don't think they voted anything. Nothing come of it. So they waited the whole week and did nothing.
Yeah.
To some extent, the rhinos are doing what, they get the you're talking about 15, 20
Yeah.
votes before you get it. So I think the rhinos pay the payback.
Yeah. It's crazy. Get back to the people's business. The people, actually, let's start going about the people's business. We haven't done that yet. Let's try doing that for a change. That's what they're voted in for, is for the people, their constituents. They don't seem to realize that. They think they've got some kind of high power. They get to do what they want and control people and not even think about their constituents. But without their constituents, they wouldn't have that position. Sorry, I'm rambling again, guys. Read what I wrote, David. Okay, I will go do that right now. Peace. 1 second. And I thought I heard they secretly took Jordan out. Now also after the last one. Let me see if there was something else. Hiya, Patriot. Was that the... let's see. Yeah, that was it, right? Let's see if I read that right. And I thought I heard they secretly took Jordan out. Now also after the last one. Ain't that something? I don't know what they're doing. They're just being ridiculous. Being ridiculous. And I think I'm standing right in the crack of the tents and getting soaking wet. So that's good. Oh. Yes, they did a vote and took him out of running. Wow. Interesting. So I got up this morning, guys. I was ready to go take me a nice hot shower and head out for the day. Went to start the truck and a dead battery. Had a dead battery when I got up for some reason. But we got it figured out and got it started up, and I haven't had any problems since. So Gates says they stabbed Jordan in the back. Interesting. That's about normal. That seems about right. Their salaries should be frozen until they get their act together and serious about doing the people's business. I think they should start giving the people back their money for not doing anything, for wasting their money, for wasting their time. Start giving them their salaries to the people. Get some of these homeless people off the streets. Let's get these veterans off the streets. Trying to put a Democrat Jeffries in. Of course they are. It's not going to work. Well, I don't know. Who knows anymore what kind of... we're doomed if they get a Democrat in speakership. That's just... that would not be good at all. Gates said they stabbed Jordan in the back and voted him out of being able to run. It's the information I just got. Hey, Tommy Tri-State. Hi, Dot Susie. How you guys doing? We got 1 over on Twitch. We got 5 on Facebook. 63 on YouTube at the moment. I don't know how many we got over on Getter or Rumble. But welcome, everybody. Thank you all for being here. We're going to have a nice little dry night. Everybody's going to be able to stay warm and dry. And then we're going to go home for the night and sleep in until noon tomorrow. Right? Maybe not. But we can hope. I got that song from you, Tommy. I believe that was from you. I shared it with Tammy. I don't know if she'll play it tonight or not, but I did share it with her, so hopefully she'll get it on there. Also read that they are wanting to put Donaldson. Byron Donalds or Donaldson? I don't know which one you're talking about. I would love to see Byron Donalds get in. That'd be awesome. Hi, Punky. I'd be super happy with Byron Donalds. Yeah, I listened to it. It was a really good song. Thank you for sending that over to me.
Trying to get together with the gutter people and tell them the reason why we come on early. Say hi to everybody.
Brian Donaldson or Byron Donalds? Now he got me really confused. Byron would be perfect.
We just want to pick on each other. That's why we come on early, so we can get it out of the way. So when we have the vigil starts.
Oh, correct. You're all right, Kathy. I'm just trying to get it straight. Is it Byron Donalds?
And you have some important messages. You don't have to go over that. That's why I don't talk to them. They call in or somebody out there is talking.
Alright, I'm going to check Getter out.
What?
Make sure everything is up and running like it should be.
Sometimes if I don't say hi to you, I will say hi to you as we go by.
Alright. Up to over 700 Getter followers. Byron Donalds. I would love to see Byron Donalds get in. Oh, getting wet. Yes, we are up and running on Getter. Awesome.
Hi, the four.
Thank you, everybody over on Getter, for being a part, joining in,
I'm glad
sharing
you
it
stopped
out,
by every
hitting
day.
the like button, subscribing, all that good
Hi,
stuff.
Carol. Hi, Helen.
Hi, Tammy Green. Oh, I'm getting wet right here.
You're right between the cats.
I know, I'm right between the tents. Maybe I'll move back a little bit. Hope I hear myself talking. Alright, let's try that. Let's try that. I'd love to see Byron Donalds do it. Hi, Ketty and... I said Ketty. Hi, Betty and Kevin Hoopman. Welcome.
When I got the information, like, because last time when we, the way I know about this thing was, the BCYR last time was an event called
18 on Rumble. Thank you, Gina.
Summit at Farmington, Virginia. During that,
Welcome over there on Rumble.
like every night, like right around
We have
7 o'clock.
somebody here. I'm not sure what his name is. But I think he had done some work with Andy Biggs,
Yeah.
I do believe. Hi, Max. How you doing, brother? We got some more making their way down.
Oh.
Hi, Julie.
Oh.
Hi,
Might
Lee.
get a little crowded under these tents here tonight, maybe.
Thank you all for
Not me,
joining
it's
us
alright,
tonight
I meant-
here on,
Right now, today, even for Sam showing up,
Hashtag
I'm
what
like, I just
you-
want to know like what it's looking like.
But I'm okay with that.
I really feel what you
Freedom
like
Forum
saying, like,
Gangsta.
inside-
Dale Bailey, welcome. Tim Mooney,
Yeah, so,
Barbara
because
Pugliese.
in a way, also sometimes still follow about what
Also, guys, if you want a chance for a slot on the wheel for the Rudy Giuliani autographed hat, please check that out. $10 a slot, 3 for $25. I think we have 18 slots at this point. And we'll be doing that at the end of the auction on November 18th at 2 o'clock. Living in the real world. Rudy Giuliani autographed hat. If you want a chance to win that, please do so.
I sure hope Isaac is still in battery.
Hi, Glory B.
You seem to be in kind of good
How do you
spirits
just
last
see?
night.
I'm making clips from today and then jewelry. Have a peaceful night. Or peaceful vigil. We sure will. Hi, LA Forgiven. C for Freedom. All of you, welcome.
At least it's not windy and rainy.
Oh, yeah.
It was the other day.
You don't want to get.
All you for Trump playing guilty over the Georgia votes. Do you think? Whoa. Do you think it's bad for Trump? What I think is bad is the fact that the prosecutor down there in Georgia is wasting her time with this witch hunt when there's all the child sex trafficking stuff going on that she's ignoring. That's what I think is bad. That's what I think is bad.
A fire truck up there. That truck on fire? Nope.
I told my friend.
Hey,
Yeah, I
man.
haven't talked to my family about this, but sometimes when I talk to my mom, I gave an awareness that there's people in jail and literally. So I just tell her about that.
Alright. Hi, Cleo.
We were pretty dry most of the day until about
Hey, Ultrasound. I see you said something about Tom Fitton. I think that's all I see, though.
I stumbled a video on YouTube. Someone videoed you guys doing this.
we're honking for Jesus.
Oh, there's a premiere page that I
Honking for freedom.
Freedom honk.
at the first person that I saw the video. Susan's.
Hi, Lori Hayden.
I saw.
He's pretty loud.
Yeah. I mean, the video that I saw was Susan wearing the costume being the Captain J6.
Yeah, she's a character.
Must be raining all over the place. You got rain in Ohio. It's raining here in D.C.
Rain in
Hi, Linda.
Ohio.
Hi, Denise. It's raining in Michigan. Well, it's raining
We still
all
got about
over.
12 minutes before we get started, guys, so
We're just waiting on
we're just
Mama
kinda hanging out.
Gulag gang to get here.
Tom
Set
Fitton
up
rocks.
some-
Yes,
set some
Tom
stuff
Fitton
up,
rocks. Here, I'll show you. Let's see.
Say our prayer. Do the
I think
pledge,
yep, here we go.
start the vision.
There you go, guys. There I am, right there with Tom Fitton. Just thought I'd share that with you since we're talking about Tom Fitton. And I'll tell you what, that man's arms are like pythons. They're huge. That guy got some big arms.
Yeah, he's cleaning. The Lord is cleaning. He's raining and cleaning everything up. Still dirty here in D.C. though.
Man got some big arms, I'll tell you that. He must work out. Yeah,
Well, Jay, you just don't have to brag about your good weather.
Been on the program a few times, and he is an investigative reporter that have been doing some work, and it's now exposed on theblaze.com.
Tom Fitton is Judicial Watch. He's the guy that runs Judicial Watch. He's doing a lot of great stuff for the American people and J6 and
He has been working on the January 6th puzzle for a while now, and his efforts have been frustrated over and over again by the politics in Washington when he's just trying to find the truth. The story that has just been released this morning, did Pelosi's security chief perjure himself in the Oath Keepers trial, has wide consequences. Welcome, Steve. How are you?
Glenn, I am living proof that a man can live on coffee alone.
You started this a year ago today.
It was 1 year ago yesterday. October 3rd, during the Oath Keepers trial, was the first scent that there was something wrong. Something happened in the trial first thing that morning when the lead prosecuting attorney, Jeffrey Nessler, assistant U.S. attorney, approached the lectern and the bench and said to Judge Almeida, "We have a problem." He said, "We have a rogue attorney that is about to release some FBI 302s. These are interviews of one of the characters in this story that we released this morning. And that if he does that, these are sealed documents that are not publicly available, and we can't have that." And Judge Maida did something that I'd never seen before, and I don't know that any of the media in the media room where I was sitting had ever seen this before. He actually directed the media pool to put out a tweet and threaten this particular attorney and let him know that if he released those sealed documents, he would have him held in contempt of court. And right then I went, what are in those documents?
So what was in those documents?
They're still sealed, but I will tell you that the documents themselves were the actual FBI interviews of one of these Capitol Police officers. And the primary problem that the government has with those documents is that the testimony was changed. His testimony about his interaction with the Oath Keepers, which in the first testimony he revealed to be a positive interaction, that the Oath Keepers lined up between him and the more agitated protesters and assisted him in keeping them off of him and helping him de-escalate. That was in May of 21, that interview. In August of 21, this officer was brought back in and the testimony was changed into an aggravated, contentious event with the Oath Keepers, and as well as the creation of a second event to explain the first FBI interview that never happened.
So it is amazing to me reading your story. It is so well laid out. However, what makes this different, it's not he said, she said, or he said,
No.
Because you had permission to go into the 14,000 hours of videotape. You knew what you were looking for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And in the story, you knew what time it even happened because the testimony was gunshots, gunfire.
Right.
And so that marked it at a certain time when they shot an innocent. So tell me about what you found, what the story was in the testimony, and then what you found on the tape.
Well, the story in the testimony from Special Agent, now this is Capitol Police Special Agent David Lazarus, is that when he heard the gunshots at 2:43, 2:44, broadcasted over the radio that shots had been fired, that he was down in the tunnels escorting senators towards the Rayburn building to the other Senate office buildings. And that's quite a long distance away from the House chamber where allegedly these shots were fired. He said at that moment at 2:44, he began turning around and heading back. Well, because we knew what to look for, we immediately went there and we started working our way backwards, and we found him in the tunnels at that time. The problem with it is that when he emerged from the Senate building tunnels in the subway system below the Capitol, and by the way, Glenn, these are videos that were never released to the defense attorneys in this trial.
If we were living in normal times, the people that had been convicted with any of the testimony revolving around these guys, they would be released. Any other time in American history, they would be released because this is perjury. And somebody set this up. Somebody.
And we're working on that trail as well.
Good.
But going back to Lazarus, so he emerges and comes back into camera frame on the Capitol TVs with absolute proof of the exact time down to the second of when he emerged back into camera. He even passes under an analog clock in the subway at exactly this moment, and it's at 2:48 p.m. when he finally reaches the other side of the tunnels from the Senate office buildings. And when that happens, the Oath Keeper Officer Dunn encounter is almost already over by then. He's nowhere near it, and he still has a long way to go. And then we were able to triangulate, because, you know, he'll go out of camera frame for a while, then he'll enter camera frame again from another camera.
Right.
And then he's down another hall, and then he enters another hallway, and then he shows up on the Senate side. And then by the time he reaches the bottom of the stairs that lead up to the rotunda, and it's in a little area that variously called the mini rotunda or the speaker's lobby. When he reaches the bottom of those stairs, it's now 2:45 p.m. and the Oath Keepers are long gone.
Okay, so now let me give you the exact verbiage from the testimony in the court case. Lazarus, the guy you've just been talking about, explained that one rioter asked, "Who are you? Who are you?" Then, according to the trial transcript, he testified. And, you know, one attempted to, I had my lanyard on with my ID on it. And one, they were videotaping, and one attempted to pull at my ID, and I was kind of like grabbed it back and looked to make sure it was still there. And then I saw an opening. So there's just kind of like, I walked fast to get into the office and check on the staff again. He then detailed description of what took place, what Lazarus described as a very antagonistic in 3 or 4 times that he passed by these Oath Keepers. Every time I interacted or came by, yes, it was very antagonistic. He said this under oath. When he was then shown in court a video clip of 4 Oath Keepers standing in front of Dunn, Lazarus was asked, "Are these the individuals you observed?" Yes. At any point in these 3 or 4 interactions in this space, did you observe any sort of anything but antagonistic conversation? No, that's correct. Here's the problem. They were already out of the building. At the time we know him now on camera, we have the videotape. The Oath Keepers have been gone for almost 10 minutes.
It was not quite 10 minutes. But when you're in the Capitol video room viewing this, we can put multiple cameras up on the screen at the same time, and then we hit one button and it syncs all of those cameras to the exact timeline. So we're able to watch Lazarus moving through the building in one quadrant of the screen, and then we can watch when the Oath Keepers leave. So as the Oath Keepers leave and they're walking back out through the rotunda, about to exit through the Columbus doors on the east side, it wasn't until that moment that finally Lazarus reaches that area where, in great detail in the trial, and we have the trial transcripts obviously, in great detail he describes what he saw, and it just did not happen.
So this was an important part of the trial, right?
It was a huge part of the trial, because the one thing that the government was absolutely intent upon doing was not allowing anything that could be exculpatory or anything that painted the Oath Keepers in a positive light. And this wasn't the only positive interaction that Oath Keepers had with law enforcement that day. Right. You've interviewed Lieutenant Tarek Johnson.
Yes.
Lieutenant Tarek Johnson used 2 Oath Keepers, literally recruited them to help rescue another 16 officers out of a dangerous situation.
Right.
That was never allowed in the trial.
So, and I learned something from the article. Let me see if I can find it here. I had no idea. Oath Keepers, seditious, blah, blah, blah. Federal prosecutors claim while they were inside the Capitol, members of the group were involved in contentious interaction. I don't know where it is now, but you talk about the Oath Keepers, how They've never had here. The 35,000 dues-paying members had more than a decade's worth of spotless record providing disaster relief and security during riots and other large events. They had never once been accused or charged with a crime in thousands of operations. I had no idea.
One of the things that the government could not do in that trial is they could not counter that little piece of information. And of course, it didn't matter in front of a D.C. jury. I mean, the D.C. jury, it was a fait accompli before day one in terms of what the outcome of that trial was going to be. But one of the things that the defense did successfully present is the fact that in years and years of disaster relief operations, security details, and all kinds of other times when they actually went and were recruited and hired by minority businesses like in Ferguson, like in Louisville, Kentucky, and those riots, where they were recruited by minority businesses to come help us protect our businesses. The defense was rather able to show some of those videos, but the one thing that the government could not prove was that at any time since 2009, when the Oath Keepers were founded, that there had ever been a single time where an Oath Keeper had committed violence in any of those operations, or had ever committed a crime, or any charges had ever been filed.
Right.
And when you think the Oath Keepers, you think, oh, they're just really bad. Isn't that remarkable how that has been portrayed and carried by the press? Okay, so there's obviously some sort of conspiracy here, because these guys, they're both saying the same story, but it seems to switch where one is saying, no, I saw him at the top of the stairs, and the other guy's saying, no, I saw him at the top of the stairs. They couldn't even get their story right.
Yeah, it's inexplicable that the editor of Harry Dunn's forthcoming book did not check the trial transcripts. Because when David Lazarus, special agent, Nancy Pelosi's head of security, tells his version of events, he says that when he runs to the top of the stairs, that he sees this large imposing figure, because Dunn is 6'7", 300 pounds, plus all the gear he had on. And he sees this large imposing figure in a contentious moment with these Oath Keepers that were giving him the business, all right? And that's his testimony. In Dunn's book, he explains that when he ran to the top of that stairs and reached that stairwell landing at the top, that Lazarus was already there and he was being confronted by protesters.
Okay, so the questions that we need to ask and what this actually means. I'm afraid, Stu and I were talking about it this morning, that in any other time in American history, this case would be thrown out now. They would file a charge. They got to throw this case out, and it would be done, and people would care. I'm not sure people care. I'm not sure people. I mean, that's where our justice system is. It only moves because somebody says something. The American people just won't take it. I wonder what the real fallout of this will be, and you probably have a good idea. Okay.
All right, that's enough of that. I think I've already showed it to you once before, but very good. Steve Baker's doing a lot of great work. Follow him on Twitter because he's got some really, really great stuff coming out on Twitter that I've been sharing out. He's following the details of a lot of what's going on and the video and all that sort of stuff. So I believe he's going to be being able to shed a light on the true narrative, what actually happened that day, instead of what we've been fed. So I think that's a great thing. Hey Bing Bong, good to see you. Boxer Heather. Let's see, J6 Patriots in DC from England. Oh dear, it's pouring, so it is here too. But it's also very windy here too. Hope everyone is well. We're doing well, thank you. We hope you're well over there also. It is one of Beck's best guests, I believe. That is Steve Baker.
Oh, I won't know.
Steve Baker is his name, the guy that is doing all that. And I think that's how you find him on Twitter. I think Steve Baker.
Everybody over there.
Hi, Molly D. They should be coming down any second here, I think. I thought I seen them here. Maybe they're waiting for the rain to stop. I don't know. But they should be down any moment, and we should be able to get started here very soon, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you on Getter, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Odyssey. Yes, I always forget about Odyssey, but yes, thank you guys all for being here. Run, Forrest. Here in the real world.
Hi, Nina.
Oh.
Thanks everybody for joining us. It was right down Mama Mickey, the Yeehaw gang.
Ooh. You guys got me yawning.
Like start, I don't know.
He's an investigative journalist, yes. And he's doing some great work. Hope you guys got your red on today for Freedom Friday.
That's right. It's Fun Friday here on hashtag Freedom Corner.
That's right.
I don't know who's spinning.
Alright, Tammy. We'll see you when you get back. Those of you over on Getter, Naomi is posting all the J6 related links over there for you guys to be able to check out. Thank you, Naomi, for doing that.
That's right, Ricky. They should open the doors and let them out here.
Sounds like they're coming. Oh, 35 on Rumble. Thanks you guys over on Rumble. We're gonna get set up and we'll get the show on the road. Fine. Fine, better than peanut.
Welcome. I apologize.
We good on my end.
Good on my end.
Howdy, howdy. Oh, I didn't see you.
Can I see your service lighter?
Yeah.
It's in my purse. Oh. Nikki, can I see your lighter?
All right, almost set up. almost set up. If anybody is watching that has not seen this before, we are having a J6 Vigil outside the DC detention facility we call the Gulag. We do this every night. We have been since August 1st of 2022. And we sing the National Anthem with the guys at 9 p.m. So be sure to, if you can't watch the whole thing, at least be sure to come back at 9 o'clock and stand and sing the National Anthem with us. Don't forget to do that. That's the least we can do for these guys, is to stand and sing the National Anthem with them at 9 p.m. every night. They've been doing it every night for quite some time, guys. Quite some time. So the least we can do is jump in here and do that with them. VMAC, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that super chat. Thank you. He said, appreciate you, David. I appreciate you, VMAC. That means a lot. And that helps a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we are getting ready to get started with a wonderful vigil. Should be a great night.
We're hoping for it.
That's right. We got Nicole here. It's got to be great. Oh wait. No.
I'm getting used to being back in DC, I tell you that.
I know. It takes a minute.
It takes a hot second to be like, what? I went for a whole week, didn't hear a horn honk.
Right.
Didn't hear a siren?
No, I mean, I did hear a siren because I was in Plano, but, you know, people weren't so...
Any drive-by shootings, like in the background?
No, nothing like that. Nothing.
That's good.
No. People go 70 miles on the highway. It's nice.
Yeah, they do like 45 around here.
Yeah, which they can, you know, so much traffic, but...
Except for the motorcycles flying in and out.
I'm telling y'all, you know, when I lived in Malaysia and stuff, those motorbikes, they were everywhere. And over the last year, you know, now they're starting to go the wrong way down the sidewalks and all kinds of, and weaving through traffic. The next thing they'll be grabbing bags and stuff, you know, on the motorbikes. So they'll take over.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, they will. I mean, there's no rules for motorbikes.
Right, and there's no chase law, so you can't chase them if if they take off.
And there's too many of them.
Right.
There's just too many of them. They're gonna all pack up at the front of the red light and go before you. And I'm not anti that. If I had a motorbike, I'd be doing it.
Right.
So, I wouldn't be going the wrong way down a sidewalk, but I'd certainly go through the traffic.
Hallelujah. Welcome, Gloria Stomp. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. Melody. Hallelujah. Do I need my light on? I don't really think I do. Let's see. Do I need this on? It's a little bit brighter. Louder and louder, we're gonna keep our praises on. Hi, camera. Hello, Lola. Welcome. You can see it. The King is alive. My phone's gonna die. Oh, it should be charging. Let's hope it's charging. Hallelujah. curfews for some reason. I see Katie. Katie's coming. The problem is the courts only believe what they've seen on the news. It doesn't matter if the jury's seen the news or not, because the judge already believes what the news told him. Lies, lies, lies. No problem, Tammy. No problem at all. Hi, Katie. How are you? Come, welcome. Welcome. Come have a seat. A little louder. And the unbelief. Of the storm, louder and louder, we're gonna keep our praise on, up from the ashes, onto the light, we can see it, the King is alive, in the middle of the storm. Thank you guys all for sharing it out. We've had some really good streams over on Getter lately. Let's see, I'm going to take a look and see how many we had last night. Let's see, last night we had over 1,051 views. The night before we had 1,254 views. I mean, that's from that night up until now. It keeps adding views, but I think that's great. Even Troopers had over 1,000. 1,000 night before that, 1,100 before that. You guys have helped grow the Getter streams really quickly, and I greatly appreciate you guys doing that. That means a lot. Thank you so much. We've got to get this out to as many people as possible. Hey Doug, how you doing, brother? Love you, brother. Hallelujah.
The only reason I would like to know is so that...
No, thank you, Priscilla. Thank God he allows me to be here and allows me to do what he allows me to do.
And it happens all of the time, and this is something, this is one of the reasons
Love you too, brother.
we have to work all together. Me and Jaleese and
in the middle of the storm.
other ladies on Telegram. That's where everybody organizes on Telegram.
Oh, you just missed the big trip.
I will right after my right.
Come on, y'all, let's get some Jesus.
Time for prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, guys.
We welcome Jason from California to join us for the first time.
Hi, Jason. Thank you for being here.
coming out in the rain.
Father, we thank you this night that we can gather in your name, here at the corner, for freedom, for justice, and most of all for peace in this world that needs it so much nowadays. So Father, you are the Prince of Peace. You are you are the arbiter of justice. And your laws is the law of the universe. And we want to abide by your will. So Father, we ask that you stretch out your mighty hand in this time across the nation and around the world, that peace and justice and freedom will reign once again. Father, we pray for the J6ers, especially all the Patriots that we visited today, that you encourage them, you bless them, that you give them the courage to fight, continue to fight, to stand for right and justice and for freedom. And we also once again lift up our group here to you, that is by your strength, by your according to your will, that we can stand here and you will protect us and you will guide us. We thank you. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Rebecca? Oh, I do want to say thank you to our very loyal watchers out there for correcting me about Isaac Thomas's mental evaluation. So I appreciate them pointing that out. I did misread that. Steve Metcalf is the one who actually filed for a mental evaluation of Isaac, which Isaac's gone through a lot of trauma and everything, but this is going to kind of lead into also where so many of these lawyers are not on their side. Right. Metcalf needs an extension on time. There is already a well-documented mental evaluation done of Isaac Thomas from different courts and things that have happened to him in the past. And you know, Steve Metcalf needs more time. Well, you know, Isaac doesn't, and he needs an out plan is what he's saying. And I get that, but time and time again, these lawyers are in it for the wrong reasons. They're in it for the dollar. And in the end, these guys and these women are left with, in what I believe in many ways, an inefficient defense. Because so many of these lawyers take on so many J6 cases that there is no way that they have the manpower to keep up with what the government can absolutely dump on them as far as evidence goes. So they use these stall tactics over and over again while these men and women sit in jail. You know, guys in appeals right now. Well, the government was supposed to file their rebuttal on him on October 11th. Well, they asked for an extension for another month. So here we sit for another month waiting. You know, when Guy had his public defender, and I know this and I can speak from it, you know, with clarity, is that Guy had said from the beginning, we're just going to go to trial. I don't want a continuance. I don't want you to continue this. The government is going to continue to dump evidence and to continue to do this over and over. And let's just get it in front of a jury. I'm going to be convicted anyway. Well, Guy's lawyer filed a continuance without Guy's knowledge. I found out about it on Twitter and told Guy, and that is how that worked for him. He had no say in what that lawyer did because it was to the benefit of what they considered the case needed to go forward that way. Well, when you do that continuance, then you can put any amount of time, and that time is then excluded from your speedy trial. So that is over. And and cutting the public defender's office by 12%, that is absolutely the weaponization against these people. And Steve Metcalf doesn't have a choice but to file something so he can get it together and figure out about Isaac's case, because he also has so many. You know, we need to really start thinking, you know, this system is already so fragile and so broken. If everybody would have gone and taken this government to task, you cannot tell me that this system would not have been shut down. Magistrate judges are now taking trials on Jan 6ers that Jan 6ers agree to do, and judges sign off on it because they can't keep up with their caseloads. That is a fact. And you look at the numbers, look at how many people took a plea. More than half of Jan 6ers took a plea. And look at how this system is already stretched. And they're still setting it up against us, and those people in Congress voted on it. So, you know, we really just need, you know, to think about our representation. These people deserve a good defense. We need to just keep moving forward. You know, Isaac is holding the government to task, and he's being used by it. You know, because there is already mental evaluations done on him. But he's just one example. Chris Quaglin, I'm pretty sure, is going to call in, and he's going to go off on Joseph McBride. When I was in Texas, I sat in on a DFW deplorables breakfast meeting where Daniel Goodwin spoke. And you know what he talked about? How Joseph McBride basically did nothing, took his money, and then he had to get another lawyer that wanted to fight for him, Carolyn Stewart, where the lawyers are just raking in this money, and they're still left with a 98.7% conviction rate in DC.
Right.
So, you know, we need to put our money where it needs to go. And I hate that these lawyers have raked in all this money, you know, and I just pray that, you know, and the public defender's office is so thin. But we need to work on commissary. We need to work on maybe, you know, the Patriot Freedom Project Christmas Fund instead of funding these lawyers' wallets, because at the end of the day, you have people still sitting in here that haven't gone to trial because of all the pushbacks.
Patriot Mail Project Christmas Fund.
Patriot Mail Project Christmas Fund. So, you know, that's just my take. You know, donate to an individual Jan 6 family. These lawyer funds are doing nothing but just creating cash cows for these lawyers that are not representing our people in the way that they should. So there's my piece. Thanks, Loyal Watchers, for correcting me. And we'll listen to some music and better bring it down.
That's the freedom going against us.
Right. Amen.
Hey M5, how you doing?
Want some coffee? You got coffee? Oh, yeah.
Hi Monk. Welcome. Julie Jordan, Priscilla Victor. My people's right, whose way I have made the chosen night. Hi Boxer Heather. I will make the darkness bright. I will save my life to them. Come shall I say, here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my arms. Awesome, Real PJ, that's awesome. Thank you. I can go to sleep and rain. I am born my people's prayer, I say. Here I am. They got me on that one.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
How's it going? Yes, it's me, Matt. The Silva, inmate number 3 is 5960. I always have to think before I say that number. I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget it Monday. Calling you live from the J6 Gulag. Interesting story. So you may know that recently I shaved my head and I shaved my beard in order to, have a generally clean cut appearance, hopefully, by the time my next hearing rolls around. And my wife knows me very well. She knows that if I go hairless, I might catch a cold. So she was very concerned that I would catch a cold. So she went on commissary to look for something I could wear on my head. Keep my head warm. Yeah.
Sock.
Did she find anything?
The only thing, yeah, she did. She found one thing. It was a do-rag. And I got to tell you, apparently, it's a real hit with the guys when I'm walking around wearing a do-rag. The overall effect is, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite, but his older brother Kip. There's that part where he's wearing the do-rag and he's got the gold chains and everything.
I see a boxer.
Napoleon, someday you'll find a girl with nice little bottom. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel with that thing on. So I'm only going to wear it in bed, okay?
What color is it?
I got way too much ribbing today.
What color is it?
Yeah, it's black. It's black. Yeah. It is, overall, I mean, the effect is very sleek, and it ties in the back, and it's kind of rakish, I think. But yeah, it's also hilarious. It's always good to know what it is about yourself that causes people to laugh at you. So.
Well, does it work to keep your head warm? Maybe I should buy Brian one.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, let's make do-rags for everyone's friends, and that'll be like our J6 uniform. Now that I said that, they're going to complicate it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Gang related.
Yeah. We're all.
It's okay.
We're
We're the Freedom Corner Gangsters faction of J6.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We got shirts made,
yeah,
so it's
I have
official.
Discovered. I have for a long time been trying to figure out what belongs on my knuckles for tattoos, and I really missed that librarian does not quite fit on the foreign form. So, but I did find out that maybe book and dude could fit, and that, that's straight enough for librarian. I think that would translate pretty well, don't you think? If someone says, "Hey, book dude, are you a librarian?"
Yeah, I
mean... Okay.
Or I'm not a fan of tattooed knuckles. Maybe we just don't.
Maybe you just don't tattoo your knuckles.
That's what I'm saying. Probably now that I said that, they're busy looking through their records to find a way to rescind it. Too late. I already have the sheepskin.
Back when it was real paper, real sheepskin. It's not online somewhere.
Well.
Yeah. So, I guess they held another vote for speaker today, and more Republicans can't get it through their heads that Jim Jordan is actually widely respected and likable. I don't understand.
You mean they held another vote today, and Democrats showed their true colors? They have been calling themselves Republicans for a long time.
Yeah, the rhinos. So yeah, here's the thing. All right, if you're gonna believe the narrative about Jim Jordan being quote unquote extreme, which is what they say about any Republican who's mildly inconvenienced them. He's extreme right. He's part of the extremist freedom caucus. Okay, yeah, that's so wearying to have to deal with this all the time. But if that's what you think, Republican politicians, could you please tell us what exactly Jim Jordan has done or said that you would call, quote unquote, extreme? Because I can't think of a single thing. He's not a rabble rouser. He's not a showboater. He's not the guy who's running around trying to get attention for himself. He's very mild-mannered. He's got that wrestling coach background, which involves sweat and grit, which themselves are kind of blue-collar traits. So maybe this has less in terms of politics and more to do with who he is in terms of his class. Because the thing with Jim Jordan is that he's going to be asking hard questions about funding, and he's going to do smart things like separating the Ukrainian funding from all this other stuff to try to go away from these omnibus bills. But for too long, representatives have been able to just ignore the fact that they've been voting for things that are extremely unpopular. He would do that. He would go against that, and that would stop the gravy train. That's probably the real reason why people are calling him extreme. And just like Donald Trump, he stopped a lot of gravy trains when he was in office, and so they called him extreme. And the thing about that is, the gravy train is being stopped for the very rich and the very powerful, and these people want to use their money to exploit America and to hurt Americans. Not expressly to hurt Americans, obviously, but they don't care if Americans get hurt in any way. That's why the border is wide open.
I definitely think it's expressly to hurt Americans. The uber elite and ultra rich of this world want to depopulate so they have more space for themselves. So they don't care if you're American, Canadian, Mexican, Lithuanian. They want you gone.
Yeah. It's basically whatever lines their pocket at whatever price. They're not looking at the little guy who's being stepped on along the way, or even the big guy, right? Because you got Donald Trump dealing with all of these court cases, and you have these attorneys who are quote unquote flipping on him. We don't know the full story there. I'm holding out that that's not the case, but he never is to find an enemy in every detail. There's just no shortage of people who will do the reach around, backstab. So
I mean, what is it that these attorneys could say that isn't attorney-client privilege?
Yeah. I think that's part of it. I think some of these people are afraid of real jail time because they see what's happening to folks like us, and they've gotten wind of the terrible truth that it's not all sunshine and roses here in incarceration. There are occasional inconveniences, like having to keep your head warm with a do-rag. But you know, I would hope that more people would hold out and try to, you know, call this out for what it is. It's blatantly political. CNN actually had an article today about the appellate court upholding more, was it the 1512 charges again? I believe it's the same appellate court, and the headline actually said something to the effect that, like, this boosts the case against Donald Trump. Like, no kidding. No kidding. It boosts the government's case against Donald Trump because, you know, I mean, that's why they're doing it. Right. That's why all of us are here right now is because of one man. It's just a gross abuse of power. It's a continued abuse of power. It's been going on since 2015, and it has not abated. And not a single person has called out the government for its misbehavior at any step along the way. It's only TV pundits, the occasional politician will call it out, but the government itself doesn't seem to think that it needs to address this as a key issue, as an important issue going forward. They don't care how it looks. They care about how it works. And right now, the methods are brutal, but you can't deny that there's a certain degree of effectiveness related to them.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely, because people are afraid to speak out now. And, gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, everyone's scared to speak out. But, you know, when you talk about a government being weaponized, I kind of think we're falling into the gun control argument trap there that liberals always use. They talk about the weapon, right? Weapons are aimed at people and used by people. What we have is not a quote-unquote weaponized government. What we have is a police state that is suppressing or eliminating or taking out a segment of its society, of its citizenry, through the government, right? I mean, there are people on the other end, like if you think government is a weapon, okay, well there's a guy at the other end. There's someone pulling the trigger. Who's pulling the trigger? Matt Green, Mary Dorland is doing it, Chris Ray, all the prosecutors, all these people who are just going along to get along. They're helping to pull that trigger. And at the other end is us, Americans, you know, and for the most part we haven't, I mean, it's weird today. Today I read an article about a guy who murdered a hobo. He's getting 5 years. And then my prosecutors want to put me away for 5 years.
Right.
You know? So, where's the proportionality in all of this? It doesn't. I really don't feel like there's a lot of proportionality here. I don't feel like people are thinking very clearly.
Well, there isn't. Y'all are having sentences of, what do you call it? Deterrence. Sentences of deterrence, not sentences to make the crime.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. And if you're like one of those guys who fell down the stairs and bumped into a cop on the way down because you got like pepper sprayed in the face or something like that, I mean, how many days in jail does it take for that vengeance to be fulfilled?
5 years.
For that. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you accidentally brush against someone, the penalty is enormous. Think about that. It's eerily similar to the whole Soviet Politburo thing, where no one would stop clapping after Stalin gave a speech because no one was brave enough to be the first person to stop clapping. It's the same kind of sort of thuggish coerciveness that everyone is facing. You know, we're it's like, oh, is 5 years enough? Maybe 20 years.
You have 1 minute remaining.
So. Real quick question. I don't know if the law that says it's illegal to protest in the Capitol was passed after January 6th. I think January 6th was the impetus behind that law. I have no way of looking that information up. So I'm throwing that question out into the viewer universe, and hopefully we can get an answer.
All right, I'll see what I can do about that, and I'll let you know tomorrow.
All right, great. Well, you guys stay safe, stay warm, and then keep being awesome.
Thanks, Patriot. You keep your head up.
Love you, Matt.
Love you, Matt. Love you.
Praying for you every day. Thank you. Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Yep. See you at the anthem. Bye.
Hi, Turbo. Well, as long as you put it on speed.
I spoke with April Brokoff today, and Nick Brokoff is the J6er. He just left his prison facility yesterday and got to his halfway house.
Yay!
So he will be probably at home by Christmas. So.
Yay for them! Yeah, good for them.
Oh, wow. Where'd you find that at, Dot? Dot, can you?
Yeah, turbo. I'm actually got too much clothes on. Got sweatpants on and a flannel shirt.
I breathe the name of Jesus over you. In your hurting, in your sorrow, I will ask my God to move. I speak the name 'cause it's all that I can do.
Roy Long says, Nahum 2:10. She is empty, desolate, and waste. The heart melts, and the knees shake. Much pain is in every side, and all their faces are drained of color. Alright, everybody. We got 51 over on Rumble. Thank you guys. 43 Gators, Marita, Susan K. Spencer, Nana Bear, Christy L. Terry Ruthrup. And all the ones I can't see. Thank you guys for being here.
How's it going, beautiful? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm sitting next to your husband, which is who is far less beautiful than you. I'm just letting you know. Although he is my boo. No, we're just he's cooking some food up, and I got my Joe McBride statement, which I know everyone's a big fan of him right now. Before I let loose on Joe McBride, is there any? I know I asked you earlier. I'm not trying to put you on the hook. What's his face is Nichols got postponed, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen. I looked on the document.
Oh, imagine that.
I didn't.
Imagine that. Like he couldn't. Now his answer to McFadden was that he couldn't do my trial because he was busy doing Nichols. So just let everyone know that if everyone doesn't know, finally McFadden took McBride and said and actually slammed him with some sort of charges because what he did was completely illegal. And McBride said that he couldn't do my trial and Quaglin's trial at the same time. Now we had talked, and he said, "Well, I'm going to get an extension." I said, "Joe, he's not giving you an extension." At the same time, John Gross, who's done nothing but good things, right, wrong, or indifferent, he did the best he could. He's a civil attorney. He did the best he could. He had every intention. He did hundreds and hundreds. I won't say hundreds and hundreds. Well, no, probably hundreds and hundreds of hours. He probably did a couple hundred hours on my stuff and didn't even charge me. I mean, he did a ton of work, but he's just not, you know what I mean? Like, I understand he's a new attorney, but he's a civil attorney. That's what he's not a criminal attorney. So anyway, Vigil day 4. I'm on page 8 of 23. This is ridiculous. I do have an answer from the DC jail that says technically you still have a lawyer, so it's not the DC jail's requirement to allow me to send something in pro se. It's my lawyer's responsibility to come and see me. Well, that's great, except she tried to come and see me 3 weeks ago, and she was denied entry because of COVID, even though they didn't follow DOC policy, and denied her entry. And
well,
when
you don't have a lawyer. Maria is officially off your case. I saw that on the docket this week.
Well, then today I was told that Maria was still on the docket, so that is the reason why the lawyer of the jail refuses to let me send this in. So thank you for proving everyone's case here, because I'm going to bring it up to McFadden, and hopefully he has the cojones to go against the DOJ and everything else and right or wrong. And it's not just on me, it's on everyone. And this is why, guys get pissed off that I keep on talking about it. I'm not just doing this for me. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm doing it for me, but I'm doing it, hopefully it helps everyone. But anyway, here we go. Joe McBride. Joe McBride abandoned me as my criminal attorney. We did this twice. Once, right after the court gave him a verbal spanking, and the media caught wind of it. He then did it again when he said that I fired him, which I can prove I never said via telephone transcript immediately after. I called my wife and spoke to my father as soon as McBride came and saw me. This might have been done on another inmate's account. My dad argued that I was going to have to go to trial in a few days, and since Joe McBride had never looked at my discovery, I was going to get 20 years because of ineffective counsel. That's what my dad said. Turns out I'm going to get 20 years anyway, so hey, what the hell. I told my father, quote, I refuse to fire Joe McBride and let him off the hook right now, end quote. I said, quote, letting him off the hook. I wasn't letting him off the hook until I had my ducks in a row, end quote. McBride told me that he was supposed to come back and see me in 2 weeks. At that time, he was supposed to give me very sensitive and important evidence. McBride told me that he would see me in 2 weeks right before we parted ways. Instead, he left off my case the very next day without my approval, and the court let him do so without even holding a status hearing, which is extremely odd. As far as the evidence, McBride told Gross that he, quote, threw the minidisc in the milk crate labeled Flagler. Gross denies that it was never there, which I 100% believe Gross. Even if McBride did throw this evidence in the milk crate has holes in it and it would have been lost. Judge McFadden, on the record, I told you that, quote, nothing was finalized when asked if Joe McBride was allowed to stop being my lawyer. Yes, it's true that we had a, quote, falling out, which is to be expected when you find out that the lawyer you paid over.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Oh, it's Sunday, dude. I gotta call.
No, it's not Sunday.
No, why is it?
I gotta put more money on my phone. I'm sorry.
It's your phone.
I didn't realize.
Okay, that's fine. I'll call you from Scooters right now, and then I just want to finish up Joe McBride, and then I'll give you the scooter, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just start over from on the record. It's fine. But if it discusses anyone else, Joe McBride had me fire my first attorney. Now, Troy wasn't happy with him, but Joe McBride convinced me to fire my first attorney, which I paid $125,000, paid in full, and with Joe McBride. And then he completely bailed on me. So this is just about a page long that explains the last situation. But I'll tell you back on Scooter's account.
Okay.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. For once, Chris didn't let her get us.
There you go, Chris.
He's getting the timing down.
I know.
Maybe we expressed how much it bothered us when Greta wins.
Oh, I don't think he cares about that at all.
Well,
This is gonna become an issue if I
What?
I have almost enough on mine for the call. It's not as easy as you think. Well, it usually is.
There's money on mine if they need to call mine.
Did you make the coffee, Helena? Nicole did. Oh no, I haven't drank. I didn't drink it yet. I was just curious. It smells strong. It is strong.
Nicole and I pretty much make coffee the same. So.
I like strong.
I make it strong as I can.
So there.
Just asking. Appreciate strong coffee.
It's the world's greatest cup of coffee.
I like to smell it in the morning.
And
All right, I have an announcement.
All right, well now's a good time.
Now is a good time to make an announcement. Hi, Jim.
Hello, everyone. So I have some good news for a change.
Hi, let's hear some good news.
I have some great news. Breaking news. I just got a message on Telegram that Josiah Black, who is at FCI Lexington, just got approved to transition to a halfway house. Everybody knows who Josiah was. He was the one that had the rubber bullet stuck in his face because he got shot by the Capitol Police. They tried to kill him. And, I'm sorry, Joshua Black.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
Joshua.
I said Josiah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Joshua Black at FCI Lexington got approved today for a halfway house. There is no date of transfer, but he is one step closer to coming home.
All right,
So I thought I would share that with you guys. And let's pray that it happens very quickly and he gets out of this facility and gets to a halfway house. So y'all keep Joshua in your prayers, please. Thank you. So when you go to prison, the next step usually before you get to go home, you have to go to a halfway house, which is a place where you go to transition to be put back into society. It's called a halfway house.
Sometimes go out and get a job and you have to be back.
Go through programs.
Help you get back to normal life.
All right. Let's continue.
All right. So anyway, this is Chris Feigler, and I'm dashing the best J6 lawyer ever, Joe McBride. On the record, I told you that nothing was finalized. When asked if Joe McBride was allowed to stop being, when asked if Joe McBride was allowed to stop being my lawyer. Yes, it's true that we have out, which is to be expected when you find out that your lawyer, you paid over $100,000, never looked at your discovery. But I never fired him. The truth is, I gave Joe McBride enough rope to hang himself. Joe McBride asked me to be amicable about what happened. He did exactly what I thought he would do, or what I knew he would do. He lied, just like he had done to me, and just like he had done to the court for over a year. I was going to end Joe McBride's career publicly, in D.C. publicly. The court asked me for a recess, and honestly, I didn't understand that it was the end of the hearing. No one did. My counsel even had the marshal check to see if the judge was coming back.
No,
This is when I sent a letter, or this is when the letter that I sent to the courts come into play, that Gross was hesitant to send to you. Gross also only did this because I forced his hand and told him he had to do this as my lawyer.
I will look.
Please, again, check the phone records prior to the hearing. The letter was only delayed so long because my counsel at the time told me to hold off because he was still scared that he would take his license. I did every intention of telling the court Joe McBride lied. Why was I not given the chance to do such? I do not know. The court asked me to verify everything that John Gross said. I have no idea why I was never asked to verify what Joe McBride said. Again, my behavior and mental state comes into play here.
Thank you, Doc.
The truth is, I had just been sexually assaulted by a guard at the DC jail hours prior, and I believe I was still in this state of shock, although I was never checked out by the local medical department. I know for a fact that the DOC has done an investigation, and my claims were substantiated. I was not sure if a guard was fired, although I believe that is the case. I was not prepped at all for talking to you, and I should have been. The only one who did any prep was Joe McBride and his shows. I had many talks with Maria and John on how disappointing this was. I know that there are many phone conversations about this. I'm sure both the FBI and the prosecutor know all about this, and this is why I'm asking for full transcripts. I'm not saying anything I can't prove to the court. I wasn't ever letting Joe McBride off the hook without getting a huge chunk of my money from him. Push comes to shove. After the court, or leave my counsel after the court. After the court told me back in August of 21. The court specifically told me that changing lawyers should not be done, and that it would prolong my case. I told you that we were on the same page. I would never let McBride off the hook, and only employ John Gross as counsel, and I let you know that from day one. Joel McBride left me high and dry. He knew he was supposed to be my trial attorney. He knew that I had signed a contract with my previous attorney to go to court. He knew I didn't have another $125,000, and that if I was to leave my current counsel, who was Diaz, he would be the last lawyer I could afford, and I couldn't even afford that. He promised to take it the whole way. He explained that he would have the same deal, I would have the same deal with him as my previous attorney. My first meeting, Joe said I would never work with rats, like my first attorney did. He was a, quote, lawyer that represented gangsters in New York City, and he had a reputation to uphold. He would never work with someone who worked with the FBI and turned on someone else, end quote. This turned out to be another lie. McBride is working with Ryan Nichols, and they were both working with the FBI. I have seen the paperwork. Ryan also bragged about proffering to the FBI. I believe this is why Joe McBride is being protected by the government. Joe McBride told me to, quote, trust his plan, end quote. Time after time, he asked me to hold off and delay the trial when he was, quote, was sick, end quote. I wanted to get the trial as soon as humanly possible. I believed as long as the law is followed in this court case, it's an open and shut. However, if not a retrial, then I believe a mistrial is in order, to say the least. I was being tortured, and I had been for years. I am not in the same state of mind as I was when I was arrested. With that being said, I have never lied to you, Judge. Everything I said was 100% the truth. True, I was told to say certain things a certain way because my lawyer told me to say it that way. My torture, for example, seemed to be a game with Joe McBride after a while. A few times his response was, oh, they're going to pay for doing that to you. And then he decided he didn't care enough and he would just give up. He told me that we would sue the jails in the end, and it would just to be strong, and it would all be worth it in the end. He didn't have to go through it after all. I became the whipping boy and a pawn. I was what he used for conversation when trying to raise money for himself for over a year. I didn't understand until it was too late that he didn't care about me or if I even died in prison. He just wanted to make a name for himself and sue and get his 40%. When you called him out on the status hearing, it opened up my eyes. However, I was scared to death and mentally and physically depleted because of Northern Neck Regional Jail's abuse. Joe McBride kept on saying that he was in my corner. Even if he wasn't, I wasn't going to let him leave with $110,000 that he stole from me. Joe always said I owed him more. Everything was always about him. Everything was about how good of a lawyer he was and how great of a job he was doing. And how lucky I was to have him in my corner. McBride, he also, let me add, he also recorded a lot of conversations. I think he wanted to make some sort of like video or something for future to show the public how great of a lawyer he was. He did that without me knowing. McBride made sure every time that I gave him a statement or talked to the press, I added in how amazing he was. McBride did do a decent job at being in charge of the press and the media, but it was only part of his. But that was only part of what his job was supposed to be. As a lawyer, he deserves to have his law license removed. Please let these phone transcripts again be proof of this. Just allow me to access the phone transcripts. I can prove everything. I will have no problem telling the truth about how he lied and manipulated the court and other clients. I know I am not the only one of his clients that is unhappy with his actions. If I knew Joe McBride's plan had him leaving me high and dry, I would never have hired him, obviously. Now I am the one holding the bucket after he made a complete quagmire out of the court. He stole a year and a half of my life and over $110,000. When I asked for my money back, he was cleared of any wrongdoing by you. Oh, and then I asked for my money back. He said I owed him an additional $70,000, and that wasn't even including the $60,000 he wanted for my trial. To date, he paid out John Gross a total of just over $7,000 for work on my case. That also includes work on other cases. Worse than the money and the delay in my case, he's cost me my marriage. I also ask for, at this time, the court please let me know how to proceed with the grievance I filed to the DC Grievance Board. It's been months and I have not heard any word from them. My lawyers told me that, quote, Joe McBride is not in the system in the courts of DC anymore, end quote. I want to make sure that the grievance is in fact filed. I have had people contact the grievance board multiple times and left countless messages. These phone calls and messages have been recorded. Please note that as much as I hate Joe McBride, I was not the one who allowed him to leave as my counsel. I never let him leave. I didn't agree he could leave. I didn't fire him. He was supposed to come back with a very important video 2 weeks later, and when we were supposed to talk and see what the future holds. The very next day, I was told by John Gross he left off my case. Now the video has disappeared, and Joe will not pick up my calls. This has seriously affected my case in a negative manner. Again, this is not my fault. There's not enough time, but next time we're going to do over laptops, DC laptops and communication. Laptops and communication. DC jail, January 6th, deliberate indifference, which includes, free of lawyer visitation, haircuts, outdoor recreation, everything that they've made their own rules, and DC jail and NNRJ grievance procedure, which has the one good thing that Joe did do, it was both Brian Nichols and my habeas corpus. I don't think it was done very well. I think I had thousands of pages, hundreds at that point, of pages worth of daily notes and grievances, and he half-assed went through them. I understand it was a lot of work, but that was his choice to do this. I told him I didn't have the money to pay for a habeas corpus and for trial. And he said, this is what we have to do. Trust me here. Don't worry about the money. We'll deal with the money later. This is all going to deal with. Besides, if we win the habeas, I'm going to ask for my law, for my civil or for my court case or my court costs anyway. Like, I'm going to get paid. You're going to get paid. Don't worry about it. Blah 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 blah. This is a huge lawsuit, which it is. Don't get it twisted. This is a huge lawsuit, especially with all of the daily notes that I continue to take. What we really need is a serious civil attorney. John Gross is too small. He's a one-man band. He can't do it. I'm not interested in just taking the first dollar amount that the insurance company throws at us, because this is going to wind up turning into a class action lawsuit, one for the J6ers, but then probably one.
You have 1 minute remaining.
One for Northern Neck, you know what I mean? And it's not just going to be DC guys. This could potentially change the course of our prison system and jail system of America, and which it needs to be changed, because like the other DC guys love the J6ers and say, hey man, you guys got us a lot of stuff here. You've done more in 2.5 years than we've gotten done in 20 or 30, ever since the protests in the 70s. It's not enough. Like, hopefully these judges do something and fight this, the system that they actually created. Because it's a shame, and no one can fight their case correctly in the DC jail.
Right.
Especially and Northern.
That's what he does. He talks till she does. I just want the opinions expressed by Chris Quaglin are Chris Quaglin's opinions and his alone.
Hi Mary, hi Roman. Pamela, thank you for the cookie sticker. Yes,
Jesus reign. Nope, they changed it on me.
If you're white, then you were racist. If you're black, then you were oppressed. If you're racist.
Okay.
Sometimes I fall. I'm gonna wait until she sees she leaves it here or not before I start singing.
Yeah, sorry.
Everybody
What had happened was my phone was
Sometimes I fall. I'm holding on.
David and me got a new location. It's in the same campground, but it's just around the corner.
Call Jesus, come.
The
So we are going to start tonight sharing out a different J6ers book registry wish list each day. And today is Christian Manley. And there will be a link. I will post this link for you. Christian Manley.
Will be warm. River
has come. I'm waiting for you. I don't know why that link didn't work. Every word and every word. We need you right now. And it's alright. Try that. Nope, that didn't work either. I don't know why that link's not working. There it is in your phone. Come, Jesus, come. Try this one. It's not letting me post that link. I don't know why, guys. But anyway, Christian Manley for the book.